What has killed 38 people in Nuevo County in 2009 alone and has cost 348,490 children from kindergarten to the graduating class in Michigan schools today. And many of us walk around like it is not even happening, and worse yet, many even support it. In World War II, there was estimated 6 million Jews killed in a 6-year period, while in the past 6 years, nearly 8 million voiceless victims have had their life been murdered, much like the Jews of the Holocaust had their life extinguished in this world. That's meaning that this present Holocaust tops even the mass murder of Jews in World War II. Many of you know what I'm talking about. The answer is abortion. So we must ask this question: is the early termination of pregnancies wrong? Is the thing in there a human who is endowed with this constitutional divine right to life? Is it wrong to abort a fetus? I mean, this baby could be born into a world of poverty and hunger and just die by starvation or neglect later. Wouldn't it be sparing them pain? At this point of the pregnancy, it's possible that this fetus isn't even a person, right? It's just a growth, like cancer, which we exterminate as soon as possible. And finally, some pro-choicers might even say, even though it may be a human, it's probably not even a person. Why is it if we found bacteria on Mars, it would be considered life, but a fetus in the womb on Earth, whose organs and skin are growing, whose beautiful, intricate heart is beating, and whose complex brain is already thinking, and who is even dreaming, yet many of us don't consider it life? This human life who was knitted together by a wonderful creator who has planned his every characteristic and loved him just as much as you and me. Even the pagan nation of Greece, as early as 400 BC, respected life. Hippocrates said, "I will neither give the drug to a woman if asked for it, nor will I make a suggestion to this effect. Similarly, I will not give to a woman an abortive remedy." According to a scientific textbook called The Basics of Biology, there are 5 criteria for something to be living. And that is, living things are highly organized, have an ability to require energy and materials, the ability to respond to their environment, and the ability to reproduce, such as cells reproducing, and the ability to adapt. The zygote meets every one of these. From this definition of life, the zygote is a living being from the point of conception. The question should really be, how could the fetus not be an independent living organism? I mean, since when did a woman have male genitals, 4 kidneys, and 2 brains? The only crime punishable by death is murder, so why are we punishing humans in the uterus for being dependent on their parents for survival? Does that mean the elderly, or car crash victims on respirators, or other means of life support deserve capital punishment? Or does that mean that toddlers or children who need the parents to cook their next meal or to provide their clothes deserve to be killed? That's the argument that it's a human, but not a person. According to Webster's 7th New Collegiate Dictionary, a person is a human being. Considering people subhuman, as some pro-choicers have done, is immoral and unjust. There have been many notable points in history where nationalities of people were rendered subhuman. The Jews were considered subhuman in Germany during the 1940s. The same thing happened with African Americans, which brought about the Civil War, one of the darkest points of our nation's history. And the same thing is happening now. We want future generations to look back at us and compare us with Nazi Germany. The methods they use for murdering these humans are gross and inhuman. However, there's another silent killer that has killed an uncounted number of people. It is called RU-46, or mifepristone, but is more commonly known as the pill. This mix of chemicals extinguishes life very early on. As soon as someone finds out they're pregnant, they can get this pill, take it, and hopefully have that over with. Yet no one knows the long-term effects of this pill. It was passed by the FDA in an accelerated process, without the normal trial periods and long case studies that other drugs have to undergo. So here women are popping pills profusely like there's no tomorrow, and we don't even know what their long-lasting effects could be. However, there just recently was an FDA report on this drug, showing some adverse effects this drug has on the women who have taken it. It was proven that 14 women in the United States died from complications confirmed to be from the pill. The same report also says there were 612 hospitalizations from the drug and 339 cases where women lost so much blood that they needed blood transfusions. Lastly, the side effects of this pill, of the murder of a human is very difficult on the would-be mother. A European study showed that women who have abortions are 3.5 times more likely to die from suicide, homicide, or accidents in the following year. Yet another study showed that women who have abortions are 6 times more likely than women who give birth to commit suicide. In 2007, 6 women died from complications proven to be from abortions, and women who have abortions are 5 times more likely to abuse drugs. However, we are not without hope, with states like Mississippi closing down its last abortion clinic, or as they call it, abortion mills. and other states like Arkansas implementing earlier viability ages, with the most recent one being reduced to 12 weeks. And North Dakota just made it so that to have an abortion, you have to first get an ultrasound, and if they hear the heartbeat, you cannot get the abortion. And abortions in Michigan have dropped from around 49,000 in 1987 to just about 23,000 in 2011, less than half of what it was 24 years ago. In conclusion, we have gone through the pro-choicers argument, the proof that fetuses are humans, and the facts about the harm abortion does to the mother. The pro-choicers claim that an abortion does not take a human life because the fetus is not a human, and the mother should be able to choose about whether they can abort or not, but this is untrue. Of course, aborting a fetus is wrong. If it is already pumping its own blood type, giving off brain waves, and reproducing cells abundantly, how could it not be a human? Obviously, fetuses are human. This fact cannot be argued. Clearly, they are just as much of a person as you or me. And exterminating this life not only kills a human, it harms the mother. Terminating a pregnancy is murder of a human child, is horrific and cruel, and must be stopped.